curious, slightly ominous tone. Look closely at the modern world, and you will see systems designed for emotional extraction. Corporations, algorithms, and media networks exploit fear and desire, using raw reactions to pull your strings and guide your daily choices. We often equate oversharing or leaning heavily on others with authentic human connection. In reality, this reliance creates a web of dependencies that leaves us exposed to the whims of the people around us. A reactive mind operates like a ball dropped down a rocky hill. It deflects off every minor setback, every piece of bad news, and every slight, with no say over where it ultimately lands. Firm, authoritative. Gaining steady control over your life requires severing these invisible strings through 6 precise, uncompromising psychological shifts. Mastery stems from achieving a quiet internal control over the self, rather than attempting to dominate the environment. Rule 1 involves separating emotion from reaction. Take the raw energy of heartbreak or failure and silently channel that pain into your work as a driving fuel. Rule 5 targets the fear of loss. This is the primary lever the world uses to manipulate us, the threat of losing status or capital. Mentally accepting the worst-case scenario, failure, pain, or even death, instantly strips the world of its leverage. A mind preoccupied with loss is fragile and predictable. A mind that has already reconciled with the end of things is free to take calculated, aggressive action. Managing this internal furnace builds a buffer against manipulation, ensuring external threats no longer trigger immediate internal panic. Rule 2 requires calculated trust. While society requires cooperation, blind trust represents a fatal vulnerability. This is a fortress mentality. You can care for your circle, but your deepest vulnerabilities and critical secrets must remain guarded behind these rings. This defensive posture supports Rule 4, absolute independence. Operate as if no one is coming to save you, and cut the emotional safety nets you usually rely on. Mentors can map the terrain and train you for the fight, but you alone must step into the arena and endure the bleeding. Your wealth, your mental peace, and your survival are entirely your own responsibility. No one else is going to build them for you. Securing this iron perimeter shifts you from a dependent liability to a self-sustaining force. Once your defenses are set, apply Rule 3. Cultivate an unyielding stubbornness towards your goals. Become the river. It doesn't change its destination when it hits an obstacle, it patiently carves a path through the solid stone. But force alone is insufficient. Rule 6 dictates that this momentum must be guided by a compass of continuous, lifelong learning. This document from 1597 records Sir Francis Bacon's assertion that knowledge is power. It's a rule that governed ancient courts and continues to govern modern empires. This manifests as the silent scholar. Those lacking leverage speak loudly, while the capable observe quietly, upgrading their wisdom. Combining relentless stubbornness with continuous wisdom creates a self-correcting trajectory towards success. Master your emotions, guard your trust, rely on yourself, neutralize your fear, pursue goals stubbornly, and accumulate wisdom. These 6 shifts do not produce a loud, aggressive ego, but rather an aura of quiet competence. Consider the reality of power. The most capable person in the room is rarely the one shouting for attention. This mindset creates the space to need nothing, fear nothing, and see the world with clarity. Guard your energy, seek wisdom in silence, and step forward as the unbroken architect of your own reality.